Yeah.
Hello, hi.
Hello, how are you? Well, let me quickly introduce ourselves. My name is Tia. With me is Parikshit.
Hello!
I'm Parikshit.
How's
And
it going,
there's
Hrithik?
Lokesh.
Hey!
Lokesh, hi Lokesh.
It's so great to speak to you. I think the first question obviously would be about, it's a mammoth project. It's huge. I mean, the undertaking is huge, whether it's research, it's development. How did you go about preparing for a film like Mohenjo Daro that nobody knows too much about?
Yeah, well, as an actor, I have a specific job to do. One is to get inspired. The other is to follow that inspiration and, breathe life into my character with, put my heart in it, my soul in it. And so the mammoth for me actually is that part.
Okay.
The journey of the character, the journey of me as a human being while playing that character. Um, the fact that it's period and it's historical and it's Mohenjo Daro is for me is more of a backdrop. Um, but I have thoroughly enjoyed doing this film. I believe that there are so many stories and interesting events and journeys
Right.
in our own history and in our things about our ancestors and where we come from. And such films should be made because they're not only at some level educational, though that's not the point, but it is. And because it's coming from a part of history, it's even important and relevant that we get to be entertained through our history. So apart from films like Dhoom and Krish, those are also great, which I love to do. Such films also should get some backing, get some support. And so here was a man with a vision that was out of the ordinary, and he needed a mammoth support
Right.
system in place. And it was a very entertaining script and a very challenging, risky idea to go about. And I had already experienced Ashutosh Gwarekar's immense talent in
Jodha Akbar.
and this is a man who gave me, who had faith in me that I could play Akbar
Yeah.
when I did not have that kind of faith in myself. So I completely trust him, and I put my faith behind him. And as we all have, all the actors, which is why we could brave the 160 days or whatever number of days that have gone in the film. It was scheduled to be an 80-day film.
Really?
It was scheduled to be an 80-day film, but when we got going, I noticed that Ashutosh's attention to detail and his need, his desire for that kind of finesse required more time.
Sure.
So it was a very silent acceptance and a silent support that we all gave him and stood by him. Came here every single morning, no complaints, smiling faces, happy in doing what we were doing. Because I believe that in friendship, the most important virtue is loyalty.
Sure, of
And
course.
that shows a lot of character. So once you commit to something, I am of the opinion that you will only realize the fruits of your labor if you commit 100% and go all the way, no matter what, no matter how long and no matter how harsh. The true test of your character is when you stand by your commitment.
Sure.
And that's what we all have done as actors in this film, standing by our filmmaker, our captain of the ship, and happy in doing so.
Wonderful.
So, in the trailers, the civilization looks like such a beautiful place to live in, right? So, what is that one thing that you've taken away from our ancient way of living back in the day?
You know, the simplicity. The simplicity of a time when there was no WhatsApp and no, no Google Earth, and this day and age, this crazy,
Fast pace.
Yeah.
fast-paced, neon, crazy techno world. Romance has taken so many
Beatings.
Want to find out where she is? You can just Google Earth. Maybe you have her phone on. But in those times, and that is why it is interesting for me to see, and I am hopeful that people, when they see this film, they look at the way things were done. There is another. Sorry, one second. Okay.
Talking about technology.
Yeah. In a world where there was no WhatsApp and no BBM and no and so it was such a simple time that the romance is equally simple and tender, fragile.
More real, right? Just more real.
It's still real now. I don't want to say it's not real. It's just the beauty of simplicity is something that attracted me a lot to the romance in this film, and I hope the people imbibe a little bit of that simplicity when they leave the theater, and know that sometimes to go fast you need to actually slow down.
True.
Slow down. Like in yoga, they say that slow down your breathing.
True.
And look how fast you can go. True. So the power of Salman comes from his simplicity. His power comes from his stability, his ability to navigate full speed, but breathing calm, breathing slow, so to say, in a manner of speaking. So I hope the youth and the people who see this film enjoy that and try and be okay with going a little slower in spite of all the rush and the commotion and the chaos that's happening around them.
Yes.
Learn to just be and then discover how actually truly fast they can go.
How lovely. That sounds really amazing. Loki?
So, the song Tu Hai in the movie has some really interesting costumes and has some really interesting dance moves as well. We were discussing, the other day in the office that you're wearing a big horn. There are other dancers in the frame who are wearing animal, masks and everything. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this some kind of an ode to Mother Nature? The heroine of the film is playing Mother Nature, and you guys are paying a tribute to Mother Nature. Is that the right interpretation of the song?
Ashutosh will be able to explain this in a much nicer way. But simply put, nature was the only way they could actually anchor certain values and virtues in society. So every animal was representative of a certain section of the people that adhere to a certain virtue or a value. So it's very interesting because the Indus Valley was, and this you will learn in the film as well, was dissected into these 5 or 6 sections, and each section adhered to this one symbolic nature, symbolic animal from nature. Right. So yeah, that's what the it is actually an ode to the animal gods, so to speak, in that song. And but I mean, for me, all that again was just backdrop. What I enjoyed was the journey of this simple guy who wants to meet this princess, and he finds a way. He finds a way to because of no WhatsApp, and he finds a way to physically
see her,
meet her.
He can't Facebook her. Yeah.
No Twitter, no nothing. Yeah.
Nothing. So, okay, actually talking about this princess, you're working with someone new, I think possibly for the first time. You're an established actor and she looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, she fits the role so well. So can you
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about working with newcomers at this stage in your career?
I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience working with Pooja Hegde. She's, I think the most incredible part of her is that she's obviously she's very raw, and which is her forte.
Right.
Because in the midst of skilled, experienced people who are doing things out of a lot of
Conditioning.
conditioning and practice. Here is someone who is just being and letting herself make mistakes and not shying away from it, and that is a fantastic quality that we all have in our first few films, and then we try and hold on to it, the vulnerability and the innocence, and so I think Pooja Hegde is going to go a long way, because she's not only talented, but she's unafraid of just being, and not too concerned about being correct, and not focused on being judged. She's just there, and she's just doing, and she's just smiling, and she's just giving love, and that's beautiful.
How nice. We're going to end with a quick true or false. Pari is going to conduct this.
All right, 5 questions, true or false. Okay, this film is going to make 200 crores, Hrithik.
No idea.
Mohenjo Daro has already made 60 crore from the satellite rights.
Not just the satellite rights, but also the satellite plus the music, I think. Yeah.
Yes. This is the hardest you've ever worked for a film or prepped for a film.
True. But,
Your dad will see this later.
All right. So you love playing video games with Rihan and Ridan.
true.
True. One last question. Government has decided to show this movie to all the state CMs so that they can learn from that civilization about the drain management. Is that true or false? Yeah. Because this is the latest news on the internet right now.
Who has?
The government of India has decided to show this film to all the state CMs to learn about drain management from the civilization.
If it's true, it's great.
It is true, Hrithik. Congratulations!
So what we're going to end with, we're just going to take a quick picture, Richa. We're going to stand near the screen with Hrithik and take a new age picture over Skype. Just give us 1 second. Sorry, it takes me some time.
Let me know where
Easy.
Yeah, we'll just go to our screen.
Yeah.
We'll just turn it for you.
So you can see yourself on the big screen and you know exactly where we're standing.
You look so good, Hrithik.
Yeah, Hrithik!
Both directions.
one.
Ah, yeah!
Thank you so much. Good luck. We wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. See you. Bye.